Let's go. Actually, there's one more sonnet. When in fortune with men's eyes. I just wanted to share with you a small experience that we had in our own department. Some of our old students joined together and we celebrated Shakespeare centenary in Mysore. When we got a school of dance called Rasavananda School, here the music is given by a very dear disciple of the famous flautist. No, Hindustani. Hariprasad Chaurasia's pet student, Samir Rao, who happens to be a son of our classmate of both Lakshmi Chandrasekhar and mine. I hope you saw what I think is a semiotic presentation of. I have shown this in 2-3 places abroad, and it has won big acclaims. I will start with this semiotic presentation now. I'll share with you a few ideas that I feel young people here ought to know before thinking of very original, brand new, fresh from the workshop. I have been schooled in a school. I have been schooled in a school. And very distinguished scholars like Prof. Chandra from University and others. This is what I learned from Shakespeare. I want to actually answer a question. Why Shakespeare? Which was one of the questions, and which remains one of the questions even today. And I've done about 43 exhibitions on my collection on Shakespeare in different parts of the country and abroad. And I found this question very relevant. So I'm sure some of the scholars One of the one of the girls in Mount Carmel's college asked me, "Now, how we can help you in the next product?" Starting my lecture, I got them placed at the last line of the, you know, air conditioned auditorium, and they all shouted, "All is well, all is well." This is Rajkumar Kirani. Continues to fiddle with it, mesmerizing words and characters. Oh, this talk is an attempt to review the legacy, and it continues to be the leading light even 400 years after death in over 200 nations of the world. How it came, whether it was a colonizer. In fact, on the day on which Queen Elizabeth died, our TV interviewed me to ask two questions. So, anyway, uh, this language may seem strange to us, for some people felt. It's a foreign language full of terms that are non-foreign for common usage and even memory. At the same time, the language appears amazingly familiar. Its place resonates with what it means to be human. It's partly because several of the lines have become proverbial sayings known to most of the English-speaking Indians. There are many unfortunate citizens in India and elsewhere who claim, "I have more sinned against than sinning." Love is blind. Lovers cannot see. All is well, the cat's cry, or the film. These are words that are converted as small town glover to capture hearts of citizens all over the world. Shakespeare's themes that are characterized by universality and issues that transcend time and place are authored by a man who crossed boundaries and explored issues that are relevant even today. He creates a Cleopatra. Age does not matter, nor custom stay for inferiority. He created an Iago. It is motiveless celebrity. As Dr. Johnson observed, he had the genius to observe events politically, psychologically, emotionally, and turn them all into drama. One critic says there is pathos, humor in his writing, just as there is celebration of communality and difference. There is also high art and even vulgar art. There's a great writer and poet with the milk of human kindness, compassion, and gentle expression. What gives his work the charm of timelessness is rather in how he says it rather than what he says. In fact, it is all about empathy and love. Spotswood is amazed, like all of us, with the way he dramatizes his stories with abundant artistic energy, making them endlessly fascinating as if someone is remodeling clay. Never one thing, always open to sight. It is the enjoyment of his face that he provides to the creator poet that has given to his words to magic and power and glory to remain, an inexhaustible gold mine to filmmakers, directors, and storytellers for 4 centuries. He is a gold mine for Hollywood, Bollywood, Bollywood, Hollywood, Sandalwood. Whatever film or drama, Romeo and Juliet is the finest example. Someone asked me, who will you bracket Shakespeare with? I said, bracketing the bard with great masters like Sophocles, Dante, Da Vinci, Michelangelo, Beethoven, and Tolstoy, and with even refuted genius of mankind, have seen in common. But while we recall the peaks of achievement of these men, Shakespeare's utterances have become commonplace parlance. You all know to be and not to be. In fact, what I do in colleges is I divide the audience into 2 parts and ask one part to say, to be or not to be, say, to be or not to be, heavily. Loudly, please. And the other part, that is the question. That is the question. Now, to be. I'm happy you learned some lines of Shakespeare. Robert was green-eyed monster, and that all that glitters is not gold. When we hear these terms, it looks as if, grandfather's property. It's only when you read Shakespeare, you realize that this plays such astonishing use of words and psychological insight that perplexes present-day express the pain. And once Howard Jackson said, only a fool would think there's anything to add to Shakespeare. When one day I still remember Dr. Anantmurthy was invited to a college Shakespeare ceremony, and there were 24 men acting, young boys and girls acting. Then what will Dr. Anantmurthy do? What is it? You know what Anantmurthy said? When it comes to Shakespeare, there is God's cleansing. Everyone in the audience will have a passage that is worthwhile repeating and declaring. What about the diabolic Iago, Antony, the unctuous voluptuary? In fact, one of my greatest admirers is a former diplomat who's been in none other than 5 countries, who said, where did you learn all these words? Believe me, Shakespeare. Because someone was telling me, I think Julius did it again and again. We call Mark Antony an unctuous voluptuary of gold, naked truth, vanishing to thin air, too much of a good thing. We rarely are aware of these phrases. These phrases are from Shakespeare. Take words like addiction, bedazzle, reborn, fashionable, scuffle, auspicious, recently. Aviti asked the question, what did Shakespeare do when he ran out of phrases? He invented them. You won't believe. Racine, the French playwright, at that time, his vocabulary was 2,500 words, when Shakespeare's vocabulary was more than 28,000 words. I don't think there's always a comparison. I remember Dr. Tarkeshwar talking about Shakespeare and Kalidasa. I learned the first line. I don't know, all of you must have done it if you have done 10 and 1 thing. Kalidasa is considered the Shakespeare of India. It's one of the 9 and 1. That is how the colonizer was imposing Shakespeare on us. But anyway, Shakespeare did not come to me that way. I went to study literature. So speaking is better, to writing is better. If you want to do that, go for schooling in Shakespeare. Anyway, there is a Book of insults. Book of insults for Shakespeare. I'll teach you a few of them. You scullion, you rampallion, you postularian. I'll tickle your catastrophe. These are the words, invectives that you find in Shakespeare, and you find hundreds of them. Talk about pornography. You have so much in Shakespeare that I'd like you to read the Shakespeare in original and enjoy it yourself. But it's a story of a mower who loved too much but not widely, or about a moneylender with a heart of flint, or two young lovers who meet a tragic end. You'll be flabbergasted to know that words like bedroom, schoolboy, fashionable are words from Shakespeare. Who does not know this line? Not that I loved feverless, but that I please fill the but that I loved. I'm sorry. I think reading Shakespeare. I have seen, school children that I loved Rome. Where they shout, they shout. That is how popular it has become. Every school in Bangalore had almost 2,000 students, and there was a big, yelling sound for a young person. I'll conclude. For him, some people said Shakespeare's tragedies are better than comedies. And of course, Dr. Johnson has the answer. For Shakespeare, comedy was instinct, tragedy, labor. It's not easy to write a comedy. Only it's the right one if you know it. I'll just read this and stop. Expressions like this is found in the Globe Theatre in London, and it has been read by Prince Charles himself. It must be available on your WhatsApp also, but I'd like to repeat. If you cannot understand my argument and declare it's Greek to me, you are quoting Shakespeare. If you claim to be more sinned against than sinning, you are quoting Shakespeare. If you act more in sorrow than in anger, if your wish is father to the thought, if your lost property has vanished into thin air, you're quoting Shakespeare. If you have ever refused to budge in or suffered from green-eyed jealousy, if you have played fast and loose, if you have been tongue-tied, a tower of strength, hoodwinked or been in a pickle, if you have knitted your eyebrows, made a virtue of necessity, insisted on fair play, slept not a wink, stood on ceremony, dance attendance on your lord and master, loved yourself into stitches, had a short shrift, cold comfort, or too much of a good thing. If you have seen better days or lived in a fool's paradise, why will it have it me? The more fool you qualities. A foregone conclusion that you are as good as luck could have it, quoting Shakespeare. If you think it is high time that it is the long and short of it, if you believe that the game is up and the truth will out, even if it involves your own flesh and blood, if you lie low till the crack of doom because you suspect foul play, if you have your teeth set on the edge at one fell swoop without rhyme or reason, then to give the devil his due if the truth were known, for surely you have a tongue in your head that you're quoting Shakespeare. Even if you can make good riddance, send me packing if you wish I was dead as a doornail, if you think I am an eyesore, a laughing stock, a devil incarnate, a stony-hearted villain, bloody-minded or a blinking idiot, then by joke, oh Lord, tut tut, for goodness sake, what the dickens, but me no nuts, it's all one for me. For you are quoting Shakespeare. His brilliance illuminates the twilight stadium of even a play like Antony and Cleopatra. I have always insisted that if you want to find Camus and Kafka, you will find him in Shakespeare. Go to King Lear. I always thought the theme of King Lear was ingratitude. That's how I learned it. But if there's one line in King Lear which tells you what kind of a world we live in, I'll say it in Kannada. ತಲೆಯಿಲ್ಲದವನೊಬ್ಬ ಕಣ್ಣಿಲ್ಲದವನಿಗೆ ಮಾರ್ಗದರ್ಶಿ. ಇದು ಈ ಯುಗಕ್ಕೆ ಅಂಟಿದ ರೋಗ. ಎಷ್ಟು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ. ತಲೆ ಇಲ್ಲದವ ಕಣ್ಣಿಲ್ಲದವನಿಗೆ ಮಾರ್ಗದರ್ಶಿ. ಇದು ಈ ಯುಗಕ್ಕೆ ಅಂಟಿದ ರೋಗ. Times playing when madness leads the mind. I don't want to continue. All that I want to say is that, he is one of the makers of the English language. And whether you like it or not, English is like the Aladdin's lamp if you want a good job. My dear Central University students, let me tell you, even if you want, I have sat on the selection committee of HSBC, which pays about 70,000 rupees for an attendant. You must know English. And one of the best ways to know English is to join the English department. Because you start with butler English, doesn't matter. Bathroom English, kitchen English. And that's how English came to India through the waiters, the British waiters. English is like the Aladdin's key. And the holder of that key is the man who said, "Frailty, thy name is woman," and heard it. I hope I have made it very clear. I am not happy even with the kind of quality of Mercy's speech. You can ask me later, because if you look at the Zionism that is being played out in the West, Gaza and Tehran, Palestine today, you will find that Shakespeare is a Zionist. Go deep into it. The deeper you go into Shakespeare, the more you will find it. And I close with what Dr. Kushwant Singh was asked, what are the most famous lines you would like to read before you die? And you know the kind of man that you were. But he said, his lines would be, who is the great advisor in Hamlet? Huh? Yes, sir? No, come on, the great man who gives wisdom. Be not, neither an borrower nor a lender be, for loan oft loseth itself. And the last line, I conclude with this, and this above all, to thine own self be true, and then thou canst not be false to anybody. I hope I have triggered some interest in some loves of Shakespeare and perhaps in criticism from my senior scholars from whom I have to learn. And I'm very grateful to the Central University and Professor Donu and Professor Balajee for inviting me and giving me an opportunity to carry on my desire to disseminate knowledge about Shakespeare. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. It was a wonderful session indeed. It's an honor to listen to you, sir. Now I request Mahendra Yam, Assistant Professor, Department of English, Central University of Karnataka, for his moderating.
Thank you, Semiotic. Professor B. N. Balajee, retired professor, Karnataka State Open University, Mysore, spoke on the legacy of the Shakespeare even after 400 years in 200 nations. He revisited Shakespeare and introduced all of us to the sonnets based and specifically on the words that he coined in making the English language whatever it is today. His presentation started with a semiotic presentation, wherein he took us back to Vanaloka of Professor Syrian and introduced us how Shakespeare is appropriated and revisited in the 20th and the 21st century. That was an amazing experience to watch somebody performing for a sonnet, so which I have not seen till today. This is my first, I mean, kind of representation, cinematic representation that I have seen. So, what makes Shakespeare timeless and temporal is something that Professor B.M. Balajee was listing. He, in fact, throughout the session, throughout his talk, quoted and interpreted how taking different quotations from plays, and he wanted to just twist it and appropriate into the present times. So I thank him wholeheartedly for his insightful presentation. Now the session is open for discussion. We can take up one or two questions. Uh, if there are any questions, please come forward. Thank you very much, sir, for it was really uh, a unique experience, if I may say so. Of course, for me, it was um, you, by the fact end of your sort of talk, you said Shakespeare is explored, profoundly, was a Zionist. So, in what sense of the term did you sort of come to that conclusion? I'm afraid that you can get the record. I have not used the word royalist. I use the word psychologist. Zionist. You can Zionist. Yeah, thank you very much. Zionist. Zionism is a philosophy of Judaism, which the Jews follow. And I am interested, in fact, when I met Jeff Suraya some 15 years ago, the Times of India editor, he told me how you can pursue an interpretation of the merchant of Venice, where you can see it is not the title page should go to silence. It should not go to eternity. And that you try to look at I, what should the Jews do when they are forced to a corner. In fact, I have a whole paper on Shakespeare as a Zionist. I'd be very happy to read that for you from an outside interesting thing. And I have argued that Shylock becomes a Zionist. And for me, even today, the Merchant of Venice is not the sex-loving, gigolo, rascal, the family of but the great hero is Shylock. I can talk to you. Anybody who has questions?
Thank you, sir. We have another veteran speaker with us in the Professor Nikila H. is a professor and head Department of Film Studies, Vijay University, Hyderabad. Ma'am has expertise in the areas of film studies and gender studies. Benegar.